Here's 14 books I bought at a Goodwill to resell on Amazon. This is the third weekend in a row that I've gone to the same Goodwill here in LA or nearby LA, and I have found books worth reselling. Most of them are $2 to $4 profit quick flips, but there's a few in there. There's one that I found that's a long tail that only has 4 offers and sells about 4 or 5 copies a year, and the lowest price is about $74, and that's one that I spent $2 on, but I'm gonna see what happens, see if I can sell it for 50 or 60 bucks. I have been coming into LA or right by LA for the past 3 weeks and have been able to go to this one particular Goodwill that for some reason has decent books. In general, I'm not finding really valuable books over $20, but I am finding a lot of anywhere between $8 to $15 books, and a lot of them are quick flips, $2 to $4, the lower priced ones that are selling for like $8.95, $9.95, that sort of range, sometimes down to $8. It varies. So here's one example, The Gifts of Imperfection, and this one was ranked 56 for all the books, so it's selling a ton of copies. It's one of those that you can sell for around $9.50, maybe up to $10, and I price it as the lowest one, and usually these sell pretty quick. Found a good amount of those, and over the last 3 weeks I've probably sourced at least 40 books, at least 10 to 15 every day. I only have a little bit of time to go to source when my daughter's in her class. I just kind of run over, spend about 45 minutes sourcing, go through all their books, and I usually find at least 10 to 15 every trip that I've gone. So the point is just to say that not all Goodwills are bad. I'm surprised to have found this one where I'm actually finding books that have some money in them. The books are $1, the soft cover, and the hardcover are $2, so I really stick to the soft cover unless I find a really valuable hardcover one. I don't even look up the hardcovers for the most part unless one stands out to me or I've seen it before. So not every Goodwill is bad for books. Most of them are, in my experience. This is the best one I found so far that consistently produces good books. You never know. I guess it just depends on the area. And I guess not all Goodwills are sending books off to Amazon FBA or to wherever they process them for Amazon. For whatever reason, they're leaving these in the mix. So I just thought I'd mention that if you're avoiding Goodwills completely, it might be worth checking out all of them just to see if there's any ones that have some good stuff. Usually I do CDs, or mostly source CDs at Goodwills, and I find some there, but I rarely look at the books. Usually there's not any good ones. Speaking of CDs at Goodwill, I made a couple of videos about CDs being stolen, and I asked the person that worked there, and I said, do you guys just put them on the bookshelves or do you look at them first? And she said they go through them, they open them up to see if there's a CD in there. So therefore, I was right, they're being stolen. They're being stolen. And I asked the employee, and she said, yes, we look, we don't test them, but we look just to make sure there's a CD before we put it out. And that means all those CDs that I'm finding, I find anywhere between 10 and 20 every time I go to this Goodwill, or a couple Goodwills, they are being stolen. Hello guys, it's been about a week or so since I posted a video, so thought I would just check in. Some days are great for sourcing, some are okay, and some are just abysmal. This day, unfortunately, was one of those abysmal days. Now, abysmal days are rare for me these days because I found a lot of spots to go to. I have a better grasp of where to source, where not to source, even better. So I tend to avoid those days. I do have okay or good days fairly frequently, which are not bad, which is how I've built up my inventory and how I've continued to send in shipments, and I've had great days. Like I had last week, I had a good day at one of the thrift stores where I got almost 50 books. It's a mix, and today was one of those days. I only found 3 books today. Went to a thrift store, only had 3, but I'd been there a week before, so there wasn't anything new. Went to a couple of estate sales, nothing there, and then I went to another estate sale, and they had a bunch of CDs, but they were $1.50 each, or $2 each, but 2 for $3, and I only found a couple. I didn't have enough time to go through them, and my internet was kind of in and out, so it was just one of those days, and those happen. Today's Friday when I'm making this video, so tomorrow, Saturday, I'll do a little sourcing as well. Hopefully that'll be better, and I will have a good to great day. Even a good day will be awesome. I sent out a box of 33 items this week, and then a couple days before that, another box. I can't remember how many. I think 44. So I've been sending them in. The last week I've sent in about 100. So that's been, pretty well, keeping on my pace of around 100 a week. Sometimes it just happens where you have good intentions, you think you're going to find something, and it just doesn't. There haven't been a lot of estate sales or yard sales around my area, so I haven't been able to hit those up very much. I have 3 books, better than nothing, and lower books around 10, 11 bucks each listing price. I just want to check in, and I just took a look at my sales today, and right now it's about 6 p.m. and I have 16 sales for the day according to my app. That's awesome. Back to school is definitely full gear. We're right in the middle of it here. We're actually right at the beginning of the major back to school weeks. It should be over the next 3 or 4 weeks when it's really the best, because it's, August 12th. Classes start for a lot of schools, so probably over the weekend and into next week, you start to see a lot more sales, especially if you have a lot of school books. But in general, if you have mostly books, you should see some good sales. So I just want to check in with that. My sales are going great for August. I'm on track to do much better than July. I'm already to about 130 plus sales for the month in the first 12 days. So I'm not even halfway through, and I'm more than double what I did in July, and they haven't even hit the best days of the month or the best weeks of the month for back to school. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I get a lot of sales. Hope you guys get a lot of sales. And the key though, guys, is to keep sending in shipments, even when you're having these days like 16 sales today. Hopefully I'll hit 20 today. I don't know, but I'm going to keep pushing for the shipment. So that's the key, guys, to keep shipping, keep sending books in. Now, if I get only 20 books, 25 books, 30 books, I'll send a shipment in. I'll use a smaller box. I'll cut down the normal boxes I use, but I'll send it in to just get it in the warehouse. Especially if you're having to send your books to warehouses out of state and even possibly across the country or just really far, and it takes anywhere between 3 to 5 days for your box to arrive, you definitely want to get those out as soon as possible. So you do your sourcing in the day and try to do your listing later, afternoon, evening, and get that out the next day so that you can just move along to the next sourcing run. And if you're doing it full time, you're clearly doing something like that. But if it's part time like me, I'm mostly talking to you guys, then you want to take advantage of this time. And if you're finding books that are worth reselling, you want to send them in, especially if they are even remotely related to school or might be bought for school purposes. Want to get those in and just take advantage of it. It'll start to pick up a lot soon, and it'll go into September. So it'll go at least a week or 2 into September, and then it'll dramatically go down, and we'll be back to normal book sales until December, when we'll get another spike in book sales, and then January as well. So just take advantage of it, guys. Lots of shipments, as much sourcing as you can do. That's what I'm trying to do. But also I've been taking advantage of disposing of books. We only have till Sunday, I believe. Yeah, the 14th till Sunday to dispose for free or return for free. So take advantage of that. I've already gotten rid of over 100 books. It feels really great, especially those books, older books that have been there since I started, just weren't selling after I repriced them earlier in the year. And I've been repricing some stuff too. I've been selling some of it. So reprice, dispose for free, take advantage of it, and ship. And as always, remember, keep booking.